All right, so I saw this email come through this morning. I thought it might be helpful to kind of break this down together. So this is an update regarding the local services ads terms of service. So local services ads are what shows up when someone performs a search and they see this ad unit at the very top of the page. It'll typically say Google guaranteed, and this is different than Google Ads, which is what I'm highlighting here. It's different from your Google business profile, formerly called Google My Business, which is related to the map ecosystem. And it's different from your website results, so traditional website, placement on the search results page. So we're talking about local services ads here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the language in this email. So what is changing with the terms of service? There are new provisions that are allowing Google to modify, display, and use content that you provide in your local services profile. They're going to be able to use this content across other Google products and services. And then the other one is that there's new provisions that allow Google to select, modify, and display and use rich content that comes from your phone call and message conversations. Let's get into these. So first, let's talk about this first item where Google's going to be allowed to modify, display, and use your content across other Google products and services. So we have been seeing this same movement in how the search results page evolves. We've seen the same movement when it comes to the website results. So if we scroll down past the ads and past the map listings, you're going to get to the website results. And you're going to see right here, people also ask. And you can see that these are relevant. These are questions that are relevant to the search term or the keyword. And they can be helpful. Here's the thing though. Notice when I expand one of these, this would be considered I want to say a rich snippet. When you expand one of those, you can see that the information is coming from an individual's website. So an independent website, Google has taken the information and pulled a snippet of it and put it into the search results. So there's two sides of the coin here. It can be helpful for the end user, the searcher that is trying to find information on the internet. On the other side of it, it's not necessarily giving. I wanted to say it's not giving credit where credit is due, but technically there is a citation listed. You saw that when I expanded one, it says what website or what page it's coming from. But the act of taking that information off the website and placing it in the search results page takes the sort of the control or the influence over that user's interaction away from the website owner and puts it completely in Google's hands. So based on the design and how the search results page is, which is under Google's control, that can influence what that searcher is going to be doing, that end user is going to be doing after they've collected that piece of information. So that's taking that away from the websites, and there's an argument, or the owners of the websites, and there's an argument to be made that, hey, that website owner, they put the work in to provide that valuable information to the end user. So why should Google be able to sort of jump the line and sort of get in front of and above all of the work that we did? So that same kind of logic is at play with this first new provision. Pretty much what they're saying here is that they can look at your local services ads profile and the information that you put out in that profile, and then they can go and take it and they can do what they want with it. So we'll come back to the search results page. I'm not going to be contacting any of these businesses. With local services ads, they only pay when you contact them. So I'm going to go ahead and click on one of them so that we can see their profile. So on the right side of my screen, this is their profile. You can see that there's information in here that's specific to the business. So on and so forth. So what's happening here is Google is saying, hey, we're going to be able to do whatever we want with what we see on your profile. Is it the end of the world? No, not necessarily. The argument can be made that Google is going to use that information to help inform the end user to a better degree than the business themselves may, and that could result in more leads, more business for the owner of that profile of which Google took the information. But similar to my example with the website results and those rich snippets, is it takes the option away from the business to have control over the information that they have, that they're putting into their profile. And this is starting to segue into that next provision. It's taking away not only the business's control over the information, but the actual end consumer's control over the information in that phone call recording. So this is what my interpretation is of this second provision that I listed. It's going to allow Google to select, modify, and display and use rich content from your phone call and message conversations. So message conversations, that's easy. Phone call conversations. If you are participating in the local services ads program and you have your business, you have an ad like this, Google guaranteed for your business, whenever somebody calls you through one of these ads, that call is being recorded, and that's fine. That's kind of a best practice, and if anything, that's helpful in a number of ways. But where we start to get into this new territory that this morning's email is putting out there is when the information from that phone call recording can be used by Google to do what they want. I mean, it says right here that my interpretation of this is that they're saying that they can take the phone call recordings. They don't even put what they're going to use the content for. That right there is, I would say that, right here, they were clear that they are going to be taking the information, or they are now allowed to take the information from your local services ads profile and use it across other Google products and services. This is saying that they're now going to be allowed to select, modify, and display and use rich content from your phone call recordings and other areas. And it doesn't say specifically where it would be used in terms of other Google products and services. So that is that an oversight by the sort of the legal team in drafting this email, or is that intentionally opaque? Because what that could open the door to is, could they use that information elsewhere in things that are not Google products and services? This is just my interpretation at face value once reading through this email that came through this morning. And you can see right here that all local services ads advertisers need to review and accept these new additional terms, and they have to do it by June 5th. Does it say in here what happens if you don't? Oh, wow, nice. I don't know what a Dealine is. I'm assuming they're trying to say deadline. Okay, so your ads will no longer be eligible to serve if you don't accept these terms by this date. Okay, so what does this mean big picture, long term, and how should one consider to act? So this is not new. Google has been doing this kind of stuff for a long time. When I was showing you the search results page earlier, you notice that the website results were like almost at the bottom of the page after all of these ads and map listings. They used to be at the very top, and then ads used to be very small off to the side. So Google has been doing this kind of stuff for a long time. This isn't anything new. I wouldn't want anybody to see this and say, oh my gosh, the sky is falling, like I'm done with Google. If it makes sense for your business, be done with Google. I think that advertising is a tool that can be used when it serves the business's goals and interests. So my recommendation coming out of this is just kind of be aware that Google slowly but surely is doing things, has been doing things, and presumably will continue to be doing things that sort of inches towards this space of them having more control, and the users that are either creating the content or managing the platform, aka advertising platforms, are losing the control. I would recommend always putting a strong emphasis when it comes to your online presence and building and maintaining your company's brand presence online. I would recommend always putting a predominant focus on your website. Your website is really the one platform and asset that you truly own on the internet. So put a priority on your website, making sure that it's designed well, that it is working towards the sort of ranking presence that is going to be advantageous to a business's growth goals or a goal of maintaining the certain level of business. This would be what we'd call SEO. Look at advertising platforms as a tool. Think of it as a lever or a dial that can be turned up and down based on whatever the business's needs are at a given time. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. Let me know if you found it helpful. Let me know if you like this kind of thing. I might start doing more of this, where it's just kind of off the cuff of the pants, just I saw this, let's interpret it and let's share my thoughts on it, kind of raw. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out.